Check this out.
Broadcasting live worldwide.
Hi, Daddy.
Ariel, can you say have faith?
Again.
On June 16th, 2018, a show designed for you, the Daily Commuter, went live. A weekly show all about faith. A show with motivational topics, inspirational stories, and personal testimony set out to change the world.
Have faith, let it begin. One day you'll say it. Can you say have faith, let it begin? Huh? Yeah. Yeah? Daddy loves you. Daddy loves you.
Welcome to Have Faith. Let it begin. Here's your host, Angel Santana.
Ariel, can you say have faith?
Again.
Let it begin.
Again.
Say have faith.
Again.
Let it begin.
No.
No? Okay. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this Have Faith, Let It Begin Wednesday episode, September 29th, 2021. It's all about open mic, random thoughts, something I've never really done before. Woke up this morning and walked Cody and got in the car and just had so many different things I wanted to talk about. So rather than try to come up with a specific topic, I said, you know what? Today will just be about random thoughts. It'll be an open mic. I guess the first thing that comes to mind is thank you to everyone out there that reached out to pray for Steven Nicoli. For those of you that don't know, it's a gentleman that we've been praying for. He's been fighting for his life. And he passed away just recently. And it's just some sad times. But in the saddest of the times that we're in, as we hear that news, I'm one of those people that try to immediately think of the celebration of his life. And I have to think positively because he's not suffering anymore. At the end of the day, he's on with the Lord. He's been called home. A party is happening up there. And we will see each other again. So rest in peace, my good friend. I'll see you soon. So, we talk about prayers and we talk about, thinking of all the people that have gone to be with the Lord, and some of us have lost loved ones. Some of us have dealt with so many different negative outcomes. We have to try our best to keep our faith. Our faith is sometimes tested. For some of you that are listening to this show, maybe you don't have faith. Maybe you don't have a relationship with God, and that's okay. And I'm hoping that, maybe by listening to this show, you'll just be curious and that you'll find your own journey and you'll find your way to the Lord. But not because I say so, not because of me telling you what works for me, but because you felt led. You felt as if something is pulling you, and you eventually make your way and have your conversation with the Lord. And that's just the way I was raised. I was never raised to tell you or tell anyone how to live their life. I've always been raised to lead by example. I'm a direct reflection of God and my family and my wife and my parents. And it is through my actions that will hopefully allow others to go in that direction. And then I think about all the negative things that have happened, recently. All the negative comments all over social media. All these negative comments about hospitals and about other people that are making choices, whether we agree with them or not. I start thinking about all the people that I've been surrounded by in my past and quite honestly in some of my present, where they just find a way to talk negative. They never have anything positive to talk about. And if they do have something positive to talk about, they try to find the negative in a positive. And I've done episodes on this before. I've done negative times a negative, I've done it all. It's just very hard sometimes for me to digest how much negativity there really is in this world, and how often we try to bring others down because maybe you're not happy. That's one of the things that I'm so grateful about, that I'm always in a good mood. And even when I'm in a bad mood, even when I'm sad, I try to find the positive in the negative. I know that doesn't work for many of us. I get it. And not everybody can think that way, and I understand. What I don't understand is why many of us would choose to stay negative. I understand why most of you would think negative. I do. I know that sounds kind of weird the way I explained it, but what I'm trying to get at is there's plenty of people out there that a lot of things happen to them on a daily basis, maybe once a month. Just it seems as if something has to drop and something negative occurs. And I can understand why you'd be hesitant to feel positive or hesitant to do something good and not wait for that shoe to drop. I understand. But what I don't understand is how people choose to stay negative every day and stay negative even when they're positive. It's okay to smile. It's okay to be happy. Many of us deal with our storms differently. Many of us deal with our insecurities differently. Some of us become insecure about our weight. We get motivated and we do a diet, or we go to the gym, we lose the weight, and then we gain it back again. And then we feel miserable. But you know what? You can get back up and you can do it over again. And eventually, one day, hopefully it'll stick and it'll stay. I guess the hardest part about, being a positive person is wanting to be around positive people all the time. And when you are put next to negative people consistently, it does wear you down. It does take its toll on you. But it never lets me give up hope. Never allows me personally the opportunity to say, oh my goodness, this person's lost. I never think that way. I always say, how am I going to approach this from a different point of view? Or sometimes I just listen. I don't put my 2 cents in. I listen and I pray for them. And I think about how maybe one day, hopefully, they'll look at me and say, or others out there, and say, how do you do it? And then the door opens, and then I can provide some answers and provide some different perspectives about how I live my life. Many of us, we deal with so many different structures of the way we plan our life. Our goals are different. We set our yearly or 5-year goals or 3-year goals, where others would probably say, I'll do that in 6 months. Everybody's different. Just because your goal takes 5 years and somebody else takes 6 months doesn't mean that you're a failure. Doesn't mean that you're slow. It just means that it wasn't your time. I know that for many people that have listened to my show, they say, my God, you've been on the air for 4 years. Why haven't you got a sponsor yet? Why haven't you got on the mainstream? I know somebody that within 7 or 8 episodes they were signed. To which I will reply the same way I've always replied. I've never once tried to be famous. I don't desire to be famous. My goal, our mission, is to try and touch someone's life one day at a time. And if I pump out 10 episodes and nobody listens, it's that one day that somebody picks up the phone or logs onto the computer and decides to listen to my episodes and say, wow, that really touched me. Then I've done my job. There's not one day that goes by that I don't receive a text message or an instant message or a tweet that says, I really liked today's episode, thank you. So I know deep down inside, each time I go on the air, somebody's listening. So I guess I'm going to close out this way. We all have random thoughts. We all have things that we want to say. We all have choices to make. We have goals we want to set. Don't allow other people to influence your decision. Don't allow other people to tell you what you should or shouldn't do. Just because you think you are not capable, I say that you are. Just because you have an insecurity and you say to yourself, I don't look good to myself, I say this, you look good to me. When some of you get up in the morning and put on your uniforms or your shirt and ties or your dress or your suits or business attire, you get in that car and you decide to say to yourself, I hope I don't mess up today. Try this. Get in that car, log onto that computer, and say, whose life am I going to change today? What type of influence am I going to have on others? What can I do to touch someone's heart? And then when you're done with today's day, say to yourself, how productive was I? So, that's today's episode. That's my Random Thoughts open mic, first ever episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you know that God is with you, God believes in you, and God will never leave your side. And never forget, have faith, let it begin. Hold on for a few seconds as we talk about programming notes. Thank you for listening to today's episode of Have Faith, Let It Begin. Remind you that on November 14th, that's a Sunday, November 14th, we will be live from my church, First Reformed Church in Walden, New York, as I will give you another message. I will have an opportunity to fill in for my pastor, Pastor Jim, who has offered me an opportunity to go up and give another message. So November 14th at the First Reformed Church, we will have links on our descriptions. We will have a live audio and video edition, and we hope that all of you will join us. If you feel comfortable and led, please feel free to come to our church services at 10 a.m. And for all of you out there, we're going to have another live audience edition of Have Faith, Let It Begin. That's right. Just announced this morning, Have Faith, Let It Begin will return with a live audience edition. And I hope that all of you will join us this time, as many of you did last time. Make sure you enjoy each other. Make sure you remember that God is with you. May God shine His light upon you and grant each and every one of you peace on earth. And never forget, have faith, let it begin. Thank you for listening to another episode of Have Faith, Let It Begin. That's right, Ariel. We're done with another show. And it's always great to have this show with you, my love. You know, we're going to encourage each and every person to listen to our show every single weekday. That's right, you and I are going to help change the world. Do you think that you can do that for me? Huh? Yeah, you know you can. She does. We want to let you know, and yes, we encourage you to listen to our show each and every weekday, and it's going to be live at 7:30. Make sure you're subscribed to our show. Make sure you get ready, fasten those seatbelts, because Ariel and I and my family are going to bring you a new topic, a new story each and every day, right? Isn't that right, Ariel? Yeah. And she's smiling at me. Guys, enjoy your day.